So night watches have just begun again, and we're just looking at the weather routing. We just downloaded it about an hour ago, and it looks as though we're in for some quite heavy winds tomorrow, of course.
That was like a massive wave, like it was like 5 meters or something. It was massive.
It's even just the kind of the moving, the constant moving. You're constantly using your muscles, you know, just to kind of stand up straight. You know, all the muscles you wouldn't normally use. So it's just exhausting, really.
You and me, we're family. The bond that we share is as deep as the sea. No matter how rough things may come to be, you and me, we're family. Sing ho.
So night watches have just begun again, and we're just looking at the weather routing. We just downloaded it about an hour ago, and it looks as though we're in for some quite heavy winds tomorrow, and then it drops off to virtually nothing, so we kind of hit the doldrums. We're doing about 6.5 knots average.
So this is day 5, it's choppy as ever, and still windy, but the waves aren't consistent, they're just like all over the place, so the boat's just doing this kind of thing all day. But anyway, we get used to it. So we listened to a really good podcast about James Cook and how he travelled and sailed across the Pacific, how he came to Raiatea to see the transit of Venus, and he met Tupahau, who is a great Polynesian navigator, and then Tupahau joined him on the rest of the journey across the Pacific and tried to teach him the ways of Polynesian navigation, which includes, you know, like using the wind currents and the waves, and also observing constellations. So very different to the way we did it. But yeah, it was really interesting anyway, and you kind of think about them and all the millions of other people that have travelled across this massive ocean, because it's huge. But yeah, day 5.
That was like a massive wave. Like it was like 5 meters or something. It was massive. It was like double the size of that one.
So these squalls that come through are really kind of quite unexpected. Well, they're not unexpected, you can see them in the distance, the grey sky and the way it meets the sea really, but they come quite quick, and when they come you never know what's going to do with the wind really, so I always reef up and carefully watch the course really to see if the wind backs or veers or does anything kind of unexpected. The wind sometimes drops, sometimes picks up. So far so good. It's very thick though above. Yeah, so just kind of seeing what's going to happen really. It doesn't look like the Pacific, does it? This jacket was on the boat when we got the boat, and I was going to throw it away, but actually it's quite handy just to have out here, just in case. Basic, but keeps you dry. But another squall came through, and we got the Genera filled up just in time, because it gusted up to 31 knots, but that's apparent wind speed, so it would have been more like 35, 36, 37. And the sea was almost flat from the wind, and it was just pouring with rain, and so I just went on standby rather than autopilot and just trying to keep it dead downwind really, because the wind has less impact then. Because every time you go to port slightly, the wind's obviously getting more true wind and it drags you up that way, and sort of sometimes it switches the other way and then you think it's going to jibe. But you can't see anything. It's like, well, the visibility's slightly better now, but before there was like zero visibility almost. You can only see a few boat lengths in front. It was that much rain. It's a little bit freaky when it suddenly does that, and it hasn't passed either because it was still surrounded by it. So let's hope it doesn't go on for too long. It's about 3 in the morning and I'm on watch, and yeah, another squall came through really suddenly. This time the wind speed went up to like 34 knots of wind. You know, basically I think when you feel it coming and you feel it building, you've got to get that reef in really quickly, otherwise it'll be pretty much sort of too late to get it in really. And you've got to keep yourself dead downwind. That's the trick, I think, really. Yeah, it's pouring with rain. Can't see anything. I can't see how thick it is or anything, because it's night time. But yeah, hopefully it will pass soon. The other thing is that you find yourself going off course quite quickly because the wind changes direction. Yeah, now we're sort of going south a bit, but that's just trying to keep the wind downwind.
Here's one for dreamers who took that step. Here's one for every time they jumped without a net. Here's one for misfits who broke the rules, who feared the boredom more than scorn or ridicule.
So it's just squall after squall at the moment. We've got another one coming through now, and the bimini is just not keeping the rain out, so the whole cockpit is absolutely soaking. I've had to put all the cushions down below because they're all wet, and the instruments keep glitching out, keep losing the satellite fix, and the visibility is maybe 3 boat lengths, I would say, at the moment. And we're not heading in the right direction either, so all in all it's a bit crap. But 2 reefs in the Genoa. Although we are still going at about 7.5, 8 knots. But I would trade that in to go slower if we could just have more pleasant conditions. So the weather's cleared up a bit now. The rain clouds have gone. It's still a bit overcast and still more forecast, but at least we've got a bit of a reprieve. The Lazy Sheep got stuck under the Optimist on the foredeck and it was pulling it off, so it's actually been pulled off its stand. So we're just pulling that back at the moment, and then the halyard for the spinnaker has come loose as well, so we're just tidying that up. And then the pole lines need a bit tightening as well because they've kind of worked a little bit loose. So it's taken a bit of a battering, but nothing that can be sorted out. How's everything?
But if that had lifted up, that would have lifted up the whole oppie.
Will you regret the fall? Times you did nothing.
Here we go again. Like suddenly, like the whole visibility just disappears. You can't see anything. It's just gone. This one hasn't brought so much wind yet, but we'll see. It sometimes brings it after.
Brain refusing. What are you scared of losing? If you don't try, you'll fail every time. You're scared to fly in the endless sky, when the voices say that there's no way you'll ever make the grade. Let's say and try.
We had to jibe, which happens every now and then, because our course was kind of going a little bit suddenly too far south because the wind started coming from the northeast a bit more, so east-northeast really. So we were just heading too far south really. We want to stay on a direct course as much as possible. So the jibing didn't go smoothly as normal. So basically for a jibe we have to get the pole down on one side and up on the other, and get further away than Genoa and sort of set it up on the other side. But normally we do it quite smoothly, but today just loads of things we kept doing wrong, like the lines have to be the right, above or below in the right position, and that was all wrong, and then we lost the sheet in the water, and but anyway, we did it, we stayed calm, and the squall still hasn't got us yet because we're just about to be hit by another squall. I don't know how many we've been hit by so far, but so we're not getting all the sail out again because it brings high winds usually. So we'll just see what happens.
sugar. Woman's work is never done.
So with the kids doing the night watches, you know, we're trying to get them to sleep. I can see that Darry is really tired, but he doesn't seem to be able to drop off. So I suppose even just lying down and reading means that you can kind of chill out a bit and rest your body. But yeah, it's a hard slog, these passages. It takes it out of everyone.
I can watch, it's, I think it's about 7:30, but we've probably crossed a couple of date lines since then, so I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but we're sticking with the same watch system. I think we're going to change the clocks today. Again, it's very squally. The wind's died down quite a lot and the sea state's calmed down, but we're kind of into this kind of squally, lolloping type of weather now.
Because we're really annoyed about losing all our lures, we're making a new one out of a toothpaste cap.
So it's day 7 and yeah, the wind has died, and the sea's calmer, which is nice, but there's lots of squalls, and these are the kind of squalls that you see kind of coming. They start off quite dark in the distance. You can see how the sort of clouds meet the sea where the rain's coming down, and sometimes they actually pass us by, but sometimes they just sort of, the wind picks up and then they come over and you can't see anything. It's just rain, wind picks up, and then they sort of disappear in about 10-15 minutes. But you can't really, we want to get our balloon out, but we can't really get it out with these squalls. It's just a bit too unstable, really. Probably about halfway by now.
This is Heinz baked beans with no sugar and toast. Then we're in the middle of the ocean and it will take us 5 days to any closest land. But it is the most tastiest food. We are having HP, you can't get that anywhere else apart from England. Heinz baked beans, you can't get that anywhere apart from England, on toast.
Freshly baked bread, But yeah, there's a storm coming, so we have to finish lunch and yeah, go and sort like the sails out and stuff.
Very. Hi.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm making Mum some salad.
Wait, is Mum not having beans on toast?
Nope.
So that is what's keeping these boys going. It's these Heinz baked beans and HP. That is not over yet. As I can see, some more coming.
You know we're supposed to be heading for over there.
Okay, so this is about the 100th squall that we've had, and the wind has switched now to the northwest. So we're kind of like close reach now, which is very weird. So cold's down. This is the Iridium, and that's the satellite phone. And that we put that there, and we wait for it to connect to the satellite. It takes quite a while, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour to download it. And we get emails and we get these grid files.
We have a dedicated tracking page with Predict Wind that updates our progress, where we can also track our sailing buddies.
Okay, so just tracking where we are. We're here and our friends on Vestilente are there. So we've got grid files. So grid preferences, we want to see what models. We're going for GFS and Predict Winds, but you can go for as many as you like.
The grid files allow us to download all the weather forecasting and weather routing information we need in a highly compressed format.
In terms of rain, let's have a look. Is that rain? Let's have a look at the rain. I mean, yeah, this is the rain that we've had today. We're sort of around here. And we're going to get a bit more tomorrow, but then we're going on that route, so a bit more there, but it looks like it might clear up a bit. Tuesday, clear. Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday it looks quite clear. So that's when the winds start coming back. So the winds we've got, this is us now, and then there's this patch of no wind where we're going to have to motor. No wind, no wind, and then this kicks in and comes up. I mean, actually, we don't want to be there at all, but it sort of kicks in and starts going that way Wednesday, so that's what we want to catch that. Checking for the lightning, so we're looking for anything kind of like blue, green. So this stuff is sort of lightning. Well, not lightning necessarily, but it's high CAPE index, so if you click on there, got 1,300, that's not great. We don't want to be above 1,000 really.
CAPE is the amount of energy found in a thunderstorm, and so the likelihood of lightning occurring.
You can also do a kind of weather route here. You can see where we are sort of now, and different routes you can take. I mean, some directly down here, some here, but I don't want to be down there with this thing going on. Anywhere near it, so we're going to stay on this course and just try and catch that wind to Fiji. Apparently we should be there by Saturday. That'll be 13 days.
So it's about almost 5 in the morning, and the sail's been flogging like mad for a few hours now. We've been heading in the wrong direction, so as much as we don't like to do it, we've put the pole up in the middle of the night. It's not too bad, the swell isn't too bad, so at least we're not rocking around, but obviously it's always a bit of a thrilling moment trying to do foredeck work in the darkness, and it is absolutely pitch black. There's no moon up or anything, but the stars up apparently.
Yeah, there's lots of stars out. It's just because Woody's sort of woken up with his light on, so he's lost all his night vision, but me and Darry were looking at the stars earlier, and there's loads of constellations out, and I saw a shooting star as well.
So we've just come through probably the worst squall we've had yet. Probably went on for, well, it felt like it went on for hours, but it probably just went on for about 40 minutes. It's a lot of things happening at once. We realised that we were getting quite low on battery power, so I put the generator on. Because we haven't got the alternator, and we've had no sun at all today, the batteries are getting quite low, and I like to have at least 20% buffer overnight to keep it above 20%, so basically starting the night with 40%. I don't like having the generator on and the engine on at the same time. So we were sailing along nicely, then the wind dropped and we lost steerage. We backed to Genoa and nearly did a full 360. And in the middle of all that, the fishing line got caught underneath the keel and we still can't get it out. We don't know where it is exactly, but we just hope it's not caught around the prop, because that could just break the seals, the oil seals in the prop, and that would be a disaster. But then at the moment we've had a few bolts of lightning as well, which wasn't forecast, which is always freaky. And we're just heading into the night now. So although it's been probably the worst day yet on passage, and it's still not over.
Yeah, and because of the squalls that were kind of funny at the beginning, but they're not anymore, we decided that the kids are not going to do any night watches, and we're going to do it between us because there's too much change suddenly, and I won't be able to sleep anyway. I don't think Woody would either, because knowing that they've got to deal with it. So, and now we've got this worry about the seals, so now I'm worried about the engine being on as well. So I don't know if I'm going to sleep at all tonight really, but it feels very vulnerable because we're right in the middle of like the Pacific at the moment, and the nearest place is Nui, and Nui's got nothing going on there at the moment. Like they normally have a few balls out, buoys, you can go and stay on them, but not in the wind that's coming, and I don't know if anyone's there. And then there's Samoa, which is up north, like 300 miles, so it does feel right in the middle of it. So yeah, I'll just be glad actually. It's one of those passages again, I'll be like, oh, I'm glad when it's over. I don't think the Pacific sailing has not been what I imagined it to be, you know. I thought it was going to be just so different to this. But anyway, yeah, so it's just been another nightmare passage out.
Pink and green with a stripy mast. It had spotty sails and a golden flag. I said, hey, I had a dream last night about a boat. It was pink and green with a stripy mast. It had spotty sails and a golden flag. I said, hey, I had a dream last night